Welcome back to Silverrun Forest on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 29 with me, MrSealyp. It's 8:16 in the morning. I've grabbed my mowers. I'm going to head over to the fields and start cutting grass. I have got, it should be here soon, he says, the skid steer loader with the hydraulic breaker and the wheel loader with the large bucket are on their way because I've got some rocks and stuff to clear here. I'm in a kind of woulda, coulda, shoulda mode at the moment. Kind of thinking to myself, there's certain things I've thought about doing, and when I said right from the start of this Let's Play, my intention was to try stuff out that I hadn't used before because I wanted to, and then kind of got caught up in the whole, oh yeah, but should I, and what about, you know, what will people think, what will people say. Now I'm kind of, you know what, I'm going to give it a go regardless. I've got something I'm probably going to install towards the end of the episode. I might go from May 1 to May 2 during this episode. I haven't decided. I have also, money's gone down a little bit, I have placed that silage clamp that I was talking about. It was by Razak, wasn't it, that came out the other day, the one that's got the earth piles next to it. Again, you'll see, because when I've cut the grass, we're going to take some of the grass down to go into the silage clamp. Some of the grass I'm going to use that little LO again and turn it into hay. So we'll have grass and hay. I'm going to put some into the hay loft. Just drop that down, drop it down and get out of the way because I think he might be coming into park. Can't remember where I set him to go. And then what I'm also going to do is clear some of these trees to give myself a bigger gap, because I haven't decided what I'm going to do, like I said, about whether or not to make it a larger field or not, but I'm definitely going to mow, because I haven't been up this area before. I'm not going to show me mowing the whole lot. I mean, you know, you've seen me mow grass before, but it's part and parcel of what I'm doing. So I'm going to spend a bit of time cutting the grass as much as I can. There's quite a lot of stones and stuff, or rocks that we can turn to stones anyway. The other thing I was thinking was those, I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. Is it something better? There are quite a lot of rocks, aren't there? Rocks. Oh, what's it called? My mind's completely blanked again. It's under, might be under trees actually. I think it might be trees. What is it? Yeah, the service berry. I'm thinking about, you know, I said about screens and hiding stuff. If I go to that, it's not massive, but where I cut a load of the trees down here, I thought about kind of putting a screen up of these. They're only $10 each, so I could put a few in. Might as well do it now actually while I'm thinking about it. I can rotate them a little bit, just, like I say, it hasn't got to be, you know, absolutely perfect. Down at the, well, not the south sawmill, but my other sawmill, where I planted trees, obviously they're going to be growing over a period of time. I could have just put these in, I guess, but I was doing something the other day. What was I putting in? And I suddenly thought, well, I could use something to sort of, just to hide it, you know, a little bit. As we were coming up here to the lakes, up the A1, there's, it looks like a big barn building kind of thing off to the right. Oh, it's difficult to explain if you don't know, and I can't remember exactly where it is up the A1. But as you look across the fields, there's all, it looks like poplar or lime trees. They're really big, tall, thin trees, and they go all the way around it. But what's funny is that makes it stand out more, because in the middle of it's got a very, very flat ground. It's got to be Lincolnshire way, I think. It's very flat ground all the way out across there, and you kind of look out across the countryside and you can see all these trees which kind of stand out from the native trees in the area, I guess, but they are blocking this large constructed building, I guess. Anyway, that being said, my two vehicles have arrived, so what I'm going to do is mow all this. I'm going to do a bit of rock breaking. Now, I'm not sure how far up we come here. It was quite a way, wasn't it, if I recall? Let's go to there. Oh, all the way up. That's all of ours, isn't it? Can I still cut the grass here? It's letting me, sort of. Oh, not there. Okay. Maybe this will. Oh man, we've got a lot. Oh yeah. There's placeables area as well. Ah, that gives me an idea. I forgot this was up here, because I had my head around, I was going to place something but place it somewhere else. Now we've come up here, I'm not sure as well whether or not to spend a bit of money and replant. Do I plough this out and replant grass like I did elsewhere, or do I put down the sort of grass texture? Do I put that down instead? Because I can cut that. If I want more grass to be able to cut, I could do that. We'll see how much we get. I'm not going to get as much as I thought it was, actually. I thought these fields were bigger. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'll see you later on. I've got the dastardly plan I was talking about that's going to be controversial. Actually, this one might be as well. I'm not doing that in this episode, but I will be. Like I said, I know I'm being cryptic. But I think what I'm going to do today might divide people as well, possibly. Who knows? Got to stay relevant. Got to stay edgy. Keep people talking. So I've mowed all the fields over the far side, north of field 3. So those two are done. As I've been clearing the rock piles, as you've seen as well, I brought 27,000 litres over to my debris crusher, so that's now doing its rock crushing, turning that into lime. The water distribution centre that I put in the other day, the water distribution pump, whatever you want to call it, that's distributed water out to the lime crusher as well, so that's worked perfectly. But the amount of rock piles out through this woodland is mad, so I'm not going to have any shortage of rocks for a while to be clearing. That little one that I've missed over by the diner I've just done as well. But we're on to mowing up here. Now I'm trying to decide, I think what I'm going to do is the grass I'm mowing here, the grass that we planted ourselves, I'm going to use to collect as grass to go into the new silage clamp. The other field I think I'm going to do hay, only because, I mean I might do a split between, again I might try and balance it out. I'm not sure how much we're going to get. I just think it might be easier just to collect the grass from the hillside here than it will be to make hay then collect. I don't know, I mean I could be way off, but this does say it's ready to cut, so it's good to go. And when I say that, that's because what I did, if we come over to here, under crop types, if we go across one, if I turn grass on so you can actually see it, then we go across one more, no, not that one, across one more. There we go. So ready to harvest. The thing is with grass, it's ready to harvest. I mean, I'm saying that. It looks long enough. It's ready to harvest as soon as it starts growing. Once it's gone through one growth stage, because you can normally mow grass at whichever growth stage it's at. You just don't get as much of it. So it could be I'm doing a little bit early, but it does say on there that it's ready to harvest, so I'll do it now. And then we'll let it go again, see how much we get. Because I'm doing my silage or my total mix ration mix, just doing hay and silage, it doesn't really matter. And the good thing as well is if I do a whole load of this hay, like I said, I can feed the sheep as well, so I'll probably top them up. What I might do is on my way through to take a load of grass to the silage clamp, I might top the sheep up with grass. Just an idea. What I was thinking. Oh, actually, that's a good point. While I'm up here, you know what we'll do? We're going to sell, demolish, have a look at it, the cabin here. Don't know what we'll get for it. 30 grand. Under painting, I don't know what this was down as. We'll put it as sand to start off with, and I think it's a mixture of stuff, isn't it? But a mixed pallet. And I might put something up here, I don't know, depends what I do moving forward with various different productions and things that I'm looking at. Or I could put another shelter up here, or I could plough it out a bit further and have more grass up here. At the moment it's a placeable point, so I could put something up here later on when I decide. I might find the perfect thing and think, you know what, I've got just the spot for that, but you never know. So yep, I'm going to carry on cutting all this. And then I'll see you when I've got my first load of grass and we'll go to the silage clamp. I'll show you that. I'm sorry I put that in off camera. I did a little bit of landscaping with it as well because I wanted to sort of tie it in as best I could. I think it worked out alright, it seemed to. My other next test was to see how well this would cut on the hillside and whether it would cut everything that I put in. It's just whether the mowers will follow the contours of the ground. They seem to be at the moment actually. Just a little bit down. Cut up and across and then cut back around the other way. Actually it's working fine. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, I did check on today's availabilities under the used vehicles. There's no vehicles. We've got a couple of different ploughs. We've got a header. Actually I do need 39 grand, half price. Well now sunflowers are ready. Actually I was going to lease one. The other header I bought because it was cheap, but I'm going to do more crop types like that. But whether I'm going to do, actually I suppose I'm going to do corn as well at some point, so maybe I should get one. I don't know. Again, we'll give that some thought moving forward. So. I'll see you in a little while. I am trying. I said this to MrSealyp yesterday. I am trying to get the episodes a little bit shorter while we're away, because it makes it a little bit easier for getting the videos made and then posted, because of the time it's taking for processing and stuff and the internet speed. And then yesterday I went to edit and I had 55 minutes worth of, you know, content to edit. So I will try and, it's not going to happen, is it? But I will try. I know I've been saying that for how many years now? First full load, and when I say first full load, I had a full load and then went to feed the sheep. The sheep took 26,000 litres of it. I was driving back thinking, oh, this is not going to go to plan. I had in my head, and I don't know why, I had in my head that from the fields over there, I'd probably get about 100,000 litres. Maybe 100,000 litres from the fields over there, maybe not. But I thought I'd split it about 100,000 of each. I'm driving back thinking I've only got 50,000 litres. I've done the top field and the hillside and part of the bottom field. I don't think I'm going to get another 50,000 litres. But when you factor in, I've just put 26,000 litres into the sheep, that takes me to 75. If I get 25,000 or more, then I did get 100,000 off those fields. Whether I'll get 100,000 litres of hay or not, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We can balance out, and this is just to keep us going until that field there and the field just over the back where the wholesale is now, until they're ready. This is just getting us through. So, silage clamp, and I have to say, I think it, because the bushes that were already here, along the side there, and this just happened, this wasn't intentional. So this one I went with, what was it, the bunker silo set, wasn't it? Yeah, I said by Razak. So I've put it in, done a little bit of landscaping to kind of join it up now. Like I say, I'm only going to probably have about 100,000 litres, not even that. So this is going to look like a drop in the ocean in this silage clamp. We'll still compact it and we'll cover it. I could pile it all up one end if I wanted to. It, you know, in all honesty, once it's done, a little bit, I think, over that. It's not ideal, but it will do. And then this end, because this is quite a steep slope here, I did what I did over there. I started to smooth it and then thought what I'll do, I'll raise it here. So I raised the ground along here and then smooth the whole lot down to give me a better angle if you look from the steep side here and there, just to smooth it out a little bit. So it fits in. I'm quite happy with that. So that's the first 50,000 in. We'll see what I end up with. I'm going to do the rest now, probably off camera. I'm going to go and do the hay with the yellow and I'll collect that. I'll collect the rest of the grass off that field and put it into the silage clamp. I might see you when I'm compacting it. I'm thinking, as far as compactors go, I'm probably just going to use that one. I've used that before. The Stego, like I said before, the Stego worked really well. I was looking actually to see if there was one I could install. There aren't actually many silo compaction tools, but there's only about 7 or 8. And I know that works really well. The Weber DSC 180. Again, I've used it before, so I suppose I should probably switch to something else. Maybe use that. Additional weight, yes. I'll do that, I'll lease that. We'll use that one when we get around to it. But yeah, that fits in quite nicely. We're getting a nice little dairy setup. I'm thinking if I do put in another cow barn, which I might well do, when these double up in here, because I only bought 22, this will hold 45, so when it doubles they'll have 44 in here. I might take half out, I might stick another one if it will fit here, like I say, landscaping wise, or I might put it across this way, facing that way, if that makes sense. So the open part of it will face in. I might do that, that might work quite nicely. I have a nice little dairy farm set up here. Actually, we've got any cheese yet? We have, haven't we? Look. So once the milk runs out there, we'll sell the cheese. I've set, did I say this already? I can't remember now. I've set my maltings to sell directly. So every hour that should sell, rather than having loads of those bags piling up now. Like I said, I'm kind of taking a bit of a hit on the maltings, but and producing malt that people require. You know what? I did better than I thought I was going to. As well as delivering to the sheep, I got another 42,000, so we've got 92,253 litres. I'm going to set that as what's going in there. Anything that comes off the other fields, north of field 3, that's all going to be made into hay. So if I end up with more hay than I've got silage, it doesn't matter, it's going to be almost there. So we've got the Polaris Stego 485 Pro. Let's unfold that. Get this compacted. Should take too long. This could probably do a bit of. It doesn't seem to be too. I've said this before. Previous versions of these, as you drive across, flatten the whole lot out. I know I've got my wheels up front at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be working as they used to. I don't know, it's just me. I don't tend to do silage clamp stuff, not as much as I used to. I used to kind of end every Let's Play with a massive silage harvest, and I'd have millions of litres and I'd spend ages compacting it. Oh, maybe it's just me. We're already at 25, 26, yeah. Won't take too long. I'll get this covered and that can be fermenting. This silo, I think when I looked at it originally, I think it will hold about 1 million litres. So my piffling 92,000 is a drop in the ocean of what it can hold, but what we'll do is raise that up. Don't want any to squeeze out the end. Let's drop it down. And I will now see you probably in May 2, I think, for the next phase. Which again, I'm doing it. I'm being cryptic, but it's probably the thumbnail, isn't it? So you already know, but. I'm now thinking I probably should have used the Weber, because I know that works really, really well. This doesn't, as I'm going backwards, it seems to be the tractor tyres that are doing the compacting, not the Stego. There we go, 100%, let's raise that, fold that, get off the clamp, and blanket, that'll do. Okay, we're over to the hay, well, the grass that we're turning to hay. I don't know how much we're going to get. I'm going to do all the hillside and then we'll collect it, I'll take it back. Like I said, I'm probably going to skip ahead from this. You'll definitely see later on when we get on to the next phase, which will probably be into maybe into the next part of the month. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll look at how much we got. I'm also, something dawned on me, I've got cardboard rolls and paper at the paper mill that probably needs selling. and I might have a blitz round getting rid of all the spare pallets, because I've got suddenly aware I've got a lot of productions going that are producing pallets, and it's surprising how quickly they build up, so I'm going to move on to that. So I'll see you in a little while. Probably do the cardboard cards next, I guess. Two of each. That worked out all right. I've taken the liberty of halting the train. I didn't stand in front of it to wave it down. We should do all right at this. I mean, last time we got, was it about 32 grand, wasn't it? And we had one paper, one cardboard, I think. So it's well worth running that. It's just keeping it topped up. It's like keeping all of them topped up, really. Anything that needs lumber, keeping them topped up. Which brings me on to what we're going to be doing after this little bit is like I've been cryptic and I say, oh, it's going to be controversial. People don't like certain things. The way I'm looking at it is this, and the way I'm personally doing it. One, I'm curious because I don't know if it's going to work on this map. It should do, but I don't know. A few people have sent me messages. People have sent me clips. I'm not sure. But also, it's for the reluctant forester. It's for people that want to do forestry or need the lumber because they want to do certain processes, but they don't want to spend necessarily hours and hours doing the logging, or they don't like doing logging, or whatever it might be. So that's kind of what we're aiming at. So what we'll do is we'll get across, get these sold, and then I'm going to think I'll sell with. I've got metal rolls, I've got wood beams, I've got planks long, I've got prefab walls, I've got loads of stuff that's been building up, so I'm going to get rid of a load of stuff just to build the money back up again. So I will see you later on, and we shall see. It's May 2, and as you've already seen, we made a bit of money selling a whole load of products. I was trying to clear pallets we had, because I had loads stored over here that I'd filled this up, and then all the spares were piling up there. All the productions all around the place were all piling up. I had some set on distributing, knowing they couldn't be distributed to the roller coaster, but then they wouldn't spawn pallets outside if you were storing. I cleared out some stuff at the furniture factory, the barrels, where I'm doing barrels and buckets. I cleared all of the metal rolls I had. I cleared up at the North Sawmill because we had loads of long planks, loads of wood beams, and an absolute load of prefab walls. That's all up and running again. So all the stuff that had stopped producing because it was full are now producing again. I restocked the roller coaster yesterday, so that's all good to go. That's chugging away quite happily. So on to the next phase. Oh, I've got something so cool to show you in a minute. Well, we'll see as we go along. But my trees I planted way back, do you remember? Using a little disc planter, and then I used the regular planter. Well, look. You know, I said about putting a screen kind of around so you couldn't see the industrial sort of side of things I was doing here. But here's the interesting thing. These are the ones from the disc one, because I think as I go along, I think they are. Or maybe I did it in two separate sessions. No, look. The saplings, these ones here, these are all still here. These haven't started to grow yet, but these were the little ones, the little tiny shoot, well, they were plants, the tiny little ones that we put in the ground. And it goes all the way around, and it goes along the hillside where I planted a whole load of them. So, that's cool. I'm trying to think of a map recently where I've replanted trees, and I've been on the map long enough to see the trees growing. So that's pretty awesome. So, I've grabbed some seed. You know what? This is a guess at the moment, because I can't remember. I think this is what I need. Why is this not doing that? There we go. Oh, I panicked then. These are the ones I bought before from, what was the pack? I keep saying, oh, that's the other thing. Look, on the used items, they got one of the new US class Lexians. 184 grand. And for an extra 10 grand, I could have that as a 20,000 litre harvester. But that was one I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll save that for another Let's Play. But it's popped up. What are the odds of that? Anyway, regardless, I've probably shown this. I don't remember many times now. I need to write this down. I can't remember who it was by. Oh, it's the multi-crop greenhouse pack. Yeah. So the multi-crop greenhouse pack, 2,700 for 4,000 litres. So I bought 4 of those. So we've got 12,000 litres of seed. We'll drive along. We'll see all of the lovely trees as we go. We're going to put in the new production. As I said, this is out of my curiosity, but also, well, my curiosity. 2, I want to use it. I want to give it a go. And 3, if it works, this is. I know when it first came out, I kind of said the same thing. If you want to use logs, but you don't want to do forestry, this was the solution that kind of appeared. And I haven't actually used it since it first came out, so I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's close that down. And then you know what's weird is I'm a real Land Rover fiend. I love my Land Rovers. This might be the only mod. Now I said if I go to my new Let's Play, I'm going to do all new mods. I'm panicking about that already. There might be some things like the farm supply, like pallets and stuff, but even though I don't know, that I'm now thinking, you know what, look at it, look at the trees. How cool. This might be the only mod I take with me. This might be my only proviso. Did I stop there? I'm pretty sure I went through. No, there's some more through there. And I think we had some scattered around, yeah? Through here and up through the hillside as well. So yeah, you go, look. It's all the trees that I cut down. I mean, I've only put a fraction back, but we will put, I mean, I might do some more off camera, but it's so cool to see them in there and growing, although some of them seem to be quite close together, but that's pretty cool. I've done some more landscaping work actually at my little, at my home farm, at the homestead. I've got the John Deere sitting there waiting to get some manure because as well, what I've said I'm going to do, I can't remember. Can't remember what it takes. At all. And I did think, oh, you know, I'll go on my test map, I'll check it all out, but no, you know what? Let it be a surprise. Oh, blimey, turned in a little bit too sharply there. Have I got time to stop for waffles? Probably not. Probably not. I think the forestry up on the hillside, all of this land that I bought up here, I'm going to do a mixture of logging and probably wood chipping again. So let's have a look, shall we? I'm assuming, of course, it'll even fit on it. It should do. So, I'm going to remember this time. You watch. Under build mode, production, it should be, where is it? No, it's not, is it? Is it production? Or is it greenhouses? I think it might be greenhouses. It is greenhouses, there we go. Wood production. If I put it about there, maybe a bit to the side, how's that looking? Again, I'm looking for it not to be too expensive because I don't want it to do... This is fairly flat up here, I'm not quite sure what it's going to do, but let's put that in. So, like I say, I can't remember how this works or what it does. Can I just bring lumber here? Does that just sell wood or does it require wood? I can't remember. You know what? It's a good way to test. We'll lop a tree down and we'll give that a go. So let's go to here. Cheese, we've run out of milk, that's good, but I should have some more milk ready to go. So we can do wood slow, which just requires water and seed. So it was right to buy seed. The water, seed, manure, slurry. We've got some slurry at the cows. And wood, yeah. So, and we can do wood planks if we want to. I've got wood planks covered. So this will produce wood, but I think on pallets. But the beauty of this, if I remember correctly, we will get wood chips as a byproduct too. We can set the wood here to distributing. So if you don't want to have to cut down trees, if you don't want to have to load up log trailers and deliver your lumber, if we set it to distributing, anywhere that requires lumber, it will distribute to. I think what I'm going to do is leave it on storing, because I want to get some pallets out and I want to take them to the various locations to see. And like I say, a couple of people have sent me messages and have sent me pictures. So I already in my head think, I'm sure it does, but I want to try it for myself. So, water, when we go past the hour, what time is it now? 7:34, should go from my water distributor down the bottom of the hill. It should put water in here, so that shouldn't be a problem. So we need seed, which we've got up here, in the back of our Jeep. It's not a pickup, is it? Big? It's a truck, that's what they're called. In our truck. Let's open that up. I think we unload this at the back, don't we? Then we'll get some manure. We have got slurry, but I don't know a tank. Does it only take 2? Oops. No, I didn't mean to do that. So, does it only take 2,000 litres? Maybe it does. Let's have a quick check of that. Yeah, 2,000 litres of seed, that's all. Do I skip ahead time? I'll go and get the manure. I'll load this all back in here, and what I'll do is I'll put this in one of my silos. I think my silo over by the dairy farm has got my spare seed that I bought last time when I did the greenhouses. Actually, I could probably put some more in the greenhouse because that could do with top up. Just back this up out of the way, and I'll do the rest of this later on. Let's lop a tree and see. I'll do it in chunks I can put in. Just look at those recipes. Oh no, it's wood. No, it won't. It's wood planks and wood planks fast that require lumber. So I could put it in here, but I've already got my processing for. I thought one of these would take it. It might. I thought it would take. Or it might take lumber you've cut down off a trailer and transform it into palletized lumber that you could distribute. But I don't think that's going to be the case, is it? Mind you, if I've put wood in and I've got it as an outgoing product, it should. Oh, you know, I'm going to try it anyway. Right, let's close the back on. Do the rest of that. I am mightily curious now. Let's just do a smaller one. Say smaller. Wait for that to stop moving. Thank you very much to put that. Please don't. I'll say that can't be too big, surely. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's saying outgoing products. So I could sell it to produce, or if it's on storing, once there's enough in there, so I can potentially change lumber. So like I say, this is, like I say, the reluctant forester. It's if you don't want to spend hours and hours cutting down trees, loading up log trailers, I mean, admittedly, doing that, you're still going to need to bring lumber here. But if you don't want to have to go all to your various different locations, you can do your lumber, take it to one place, and then you can distribute it out from here. I think there's a Missy B, one of the Missy B silos does the same thing. You can put wood in and you can distribute it. So that's I mean, I'm curious. I need to get enough in here to at least get one pallet to see if it will. Right, bear with me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the rest of this up. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to go down to the manure factory, pick up a load of manure, bring that back and load that in. And then the water as well. So hopefully by then it will be about 8. And maybe we'll have some water. 397, not quite there yet. Yeah, hopefully there'll be some water as well, and we can get some pallets being produced. And then what I'll do, my first load, I'm going to take on a trailer and take up to the North Sawmill, because I'm curious to see whether the mill pond will take it or not. I don't know, we'll see. It's a test, if nothing else. I have assembled a crack team. I'm going to take this manure up. It's probably not going to take hardly any of this, but it doesn't matter. I've got a trailer up there on the back of the Jeep. I've taken my log trailer up there that's got a load of logs on that I had down by the farm, because I'm curious, well, to see whether I can take the logs off of that. Plus, I suddenly remembered to go with the wood production. There's a wood storage building. It's a lot bigger, I think. I'm going to try and put it in, it will kind of landscape into the hillside. I might have to do a bit of landscaping afterwards, but which will allow me to store more wood there for either palletisation or distribution. That lumber I just put in from that one tree took me over 1,000 litres, and I've already got one pallet already spawned. I've moved out of the way for the time being, so I've got a couple of things. Like I say, this is all testing. This is testing and checking, and if you gain anything from it, if you find that you can do something with it, if you find that, actually, you know what, I like that's a good idea. Like I say, it's not new, it's been out a long time. This is something I haven't really used since then. And I'll be honest, I enjoy doing the logging. Like I said before, I enjoy loading the log trailers. But if you're not into it, if you don't really like it, but you want to try to experience more of the logging or the productions from it, it's a kind of good way. It's a good way around it. I'm putting logs into it. You don't have to. You can just do it as I'm doing it as well, by putting in seed, water and manure, and you'll get pallets that way. So you don't even have to bring any logs here. Now I know people would argue it's a bit cheaty, blah blah blah, but it depends which way round you do it. Why is that not bringing in load? Oh, there we go. How much is it going to take? Okay, not as much as I thought, but that's alright. Moved out of the way. So, as you can see, I've got a whole load of stuff. Let's put that on the hillside for the time being. Then on the hour, we should get some water. So, I've got logs here. So if I want to just bring logs here and use it as a distribution centre, I'm still doing the logging, I'm still loading log trailers, I'm bringing it to one location, and this location disseminates it. Or, if I don't want to do logging at all, I can just produce the stuff. Now, hopefully, is it right for me? No, it looks like it's got to be on the floor for it to work. Okay. I mean, I could unload the trailer, I could reset the trailer and let the logs fall on the floor. That seems like a lot of mucking around. Okay, I thought I'd give that a go. It might just be the log trailer itself. It might be, am I not quite in the thing properly? I don't know. I thought I probably was, but I better double check. So I'm sure people say, oh, if you'd have just moved over a little bit, it would have worked. No, I think it's got to be on the floor. But again, worth a check. You never know. I suppose what I could do... because it will grab the trailer, so that's probably not the best idea. But anyway, what I'm going to do is over here, I think, if I've got enough room, if I go into here and to silos, I think it's in the silos. Where was it? That one there on the end. It's 80 grand, but that will do 1 million litres of wood and 250,000 litres, but like I say, it's huge. But if I go back into the hillside a little bit, yes, it's going to cost me a little bit more, and it'll do a little bit of landscaping, but it kind of keeps it back out the way. I'm taking a bit of a punt here, but yeah, it's done a bit of landscaping around the back, which I'm going to have to get rid of that tree and then do a bit of tidying up. But that's fine, I can do that, I can smooth this out, hopefully. Soften, hopefully let me soften this. Where's the thing gone? There we go. Strengthen up a little bit. There we go. We can soften this up. Make the slope a little bit neater and a bit tighter. We can do a bit of work here. I'll get rid of some of those trees. I've got my it's because the trees are there. I've got that wood chipper thing, so I can use that. And I need access to the spout around the back, so I'm going to have to do a little bit round here as well, I think, to flatten that out. That's to get the wood chips out. But it has done it. What I can do as well, I think, is it here? That's where I can set it onto distributing. Where's the option for this? There we go. So when you've got wood in there... Oh, hang on though. Does it not go directly from there to there? I wonder if that will take it off the trailer. Sorry, it's a lot of fiddling around at the moment, but at least I've got one. I've got one pallet of wood. Even if I just drive that one pallet of wood and take it up to the North Sawmill, I just want to test to see if it'll work. Like I said, I've got a bit of landscaping to do here and a bit of tidying up, but it will work. Please unload from here. I'm not quite sure to the straps, just in case. There we go. Okay, let's have a look now then. So wood 16,000 litres. Is that all that was on that trailer? Fair enough. And that's still showing 506. So these are actually separate then. But my worry is, if I put the wood here on, not on that one, on this one, to distributing, that's going to distribute it to everywhere as well as the wood storage. I thought the two would link. I thought it was like a silo specifically for this. So this I need to set to distributing, but that will distribute everywhere as well as there, won't it? I don't know, I think so. There you go, look, we've got a load more. So the whole distribution thing, when you've got two great demands at the same time. We've just clicked over the hour. Oh, have we got water in here as well now? There we go, look. Just gone over the hour. Our wood production's got water in as well. The only thing I haven't got is slurry. But what I can do, I can set that one off. I can set that one off. And I'll have to go down to my farm and get... I haven't got a liquid... Does it take slurry? I'm just thinking my liquids trailer. I'll bring up the slurry I've got and we can get that going as well. So we should be producing wood there now, which when we've got enough will appear just there. And in this one, we've got a whole load, which we can set to distributing, which will appear here. So this as well, that is producing it. This, in essence, is a distribution hub. I can just bring lumber here, it transforms it into either pallets like that, or we can distribute it out. Let's move this out the way. I'm going to load up on the trailers, and we'll go up to the North Sawmill. And hope, after all this, hopefully the North Sawmill takes it. Hopefully everywhere takes it, we'll see. I'm loading the last of the lumber on that I'm going to take up to the North Sawmill. There's other places I could take it, but I want to take it up there. I have put both of these facilities on distributing, so I'm hoping that the smaller one that is producing lumber will distribute to here. If not, it will just distribute. And this one then will distribute as my new lumber distribution centre. Do that, put those out so nothing will spawn out there. Have taken out the trees and landscaped around the back. So there's a couple of trees here I took out, a couple down the back. I've levelled across the back here where it was uneven. So because you've got the chute there for wood chips around the back, I can set the wood chips to distribution as well if I want to. So we can now drive around the back here to get the wood chips out and drive out. And I just came out with the soften tool, yeah, and just softened the edge right down so it's a more of a gentle slope. Then I added in a bit of grass texture, forest ground texture, then a few bits of grass, and then what I might do is put some more bushes and stuff in here. But that's all done. So I wasn't joking when I said there's so much equipment up here. I had to bring up the rock breaker as well, because right on the corner there was a rock, so I couldn't soften it because the rock was in the way, so I had to soften it and get rid of the rock first. So let's do this. I'm trying to think actually, is there a quicker route through? Yeah, there is, isn't there? You have to be very careful though when you're manoeuvring pallets of wood around. I mean, moving the logs like this on pallets is, again, for the reluctant forester. If you put lumber or you're producing it and you put it on pallets, you don't even have to load up with pallet forks. I used a big bag handler, which makes life even easier. I would imagine there are going to be some auto loads, possibly even including what have I got in the back of there? Wood chips. What? How have I got wood chips? Oh, when I used the devourer, I didn't even have the back tailgate open. Yeah, but this, the Lizard XJ, that's got an auto load function. So I probably, yeah, if you don't even want to load pallets of logs, you could use an auto load and that'll work. So my plan here is, whoops, suspension. Where's my map? We are currently here. We go around there, across the bridge, swing around there, through the main road, down to that main road. What we can do, and I've used it a few times now, I'm not going to lie. Actually, I'm going to show you. It's a shortcut. You probably shouldn't, but it works. So down here, if we look on the map, from the main road here, if you don't want to go cross country or you don't want to go all the way into town and all the way up, that disused railway line cuts right across the middle up to the North Sawmill. I thought it'd be quite bumpy. I thought the tracks would be horrible, but actually it's quite smooth. Like I say, look away now. If you're easily offended or don't want to be annoyed, you haven't got to do this. I'm just saying, you can. It does work. You can cut across country. Like I say, I'm sure people have already done it anyway. Okay, the moment of truth is upon us. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work. It might work with... Did I not strap that last lot down? I thought I had. No, I didn't. How that stayed on, I have no idea. If not, it might just work with distributing. Well, how weird's that? So maybe this will only work with lumber then. Got to be careful I don't drive in too deeply. All that build up, all that hype. There are other places that require lumber, so we can still distribute it. And it might be you're on a different map as well that you can do it. Or if you just want it for easier transportation, then this is an easier way of transporting it. Just now thinking, somewhere up here I can take it to the sell everything container. I have got other places though, haven't I? What have we got? That takes wood. I think the ones that do are full. Oh, I drove past it. What am I doing? The paper mill. Even if it just goes to the paper mill makes me a fortune. Oh, I wonder as well, yeah, maybe my own sawmill, that might take it as well. So for production of planks, could take it there. That takes wood as well. Actually, that does need some more, doesn't it? Our staircase railings. That needs some more planks long, which I've got some up here. Oh, and so does that. Yeah, the paper factory. Right, I'm going to whiz back along to the paper factory. Which is where I intended to go all along. This was just a test. Back to the paper mill. This is the end of another escapade, obviously. I did look for the sell wood function, but I opened the other sawmill, but I think that's only... Yep, it's taking it. Oh, you beauty. Should I take it all? It has. Awesome. So we'll take it here, and like I say, it's worth doing because I've already, as you saw in this episode, I sold my cardboard and my paper rolls and made what, 64 grand? I was on 20,000 litres before. Oh, was I on 20,000 litres? I'm sure I was. More testing required, but you know, isn't that weird? Like I say, the only reason I kind of went down this route was I was curious. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a test, curiosity. You know, I wanted to give it a go, see if it work. It'll work as a distribution. It will take lumber. It'll produce wood. Whatever map you're on, it's just what places will take it. I need to take another load down to my other sawmill. I might do it at the start of the next episode. What I'm going to do, I'm going to check on this. We're sitting at, what did it say? 20,127. The production up there is set to distribution. So on the hour, it might distribute to here. So what I'm going to do over the hour, 20,155. So it has only a little bit though. If we go down to no distribution on that. Yeah, but look there, our wood production, I had that was nearly full at 3,000 litres over here. There's only 13 of that left. If we go to there, there was, I think 14,000 litres. There's only 4,000. So that has distributed out to other places. I guess the other thing to do is to check up. I should have made a note of the actual amounts. But where was the one that required wood? Yeah, here, that's gone up. So it has worked. I was just hoping I'd be able to do it to that North Sawmill. But anyway, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know, should I have tried it? Yes. Could I? I have. You know, why not? If it gives anyone any kind of ideas, any way of trying something, even if it's just do more testing, I'm going to go and grab some more, I think. I'm going to wait for some more to be produced or put some lumber in there, and I'm going to take some to my planks as well and give it a go, just see. Like I say, you never know, dear, it's worth a try. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.